10 pantry organization hacks that actually work. This project was all done on a budget, and my friend, it is super satisfying. And I think number 10 is gonna cause some serious controversy because it divides everything that people talk about when it comes to organizing their spaces and pantries and all the things. But we like to spice things up a little around here now, don't we? And as a bonus, we actually organized 2 large cupboards and a second mudroom slash craft room in addition to the pantry. So we're gonna be in for a fun ride. One thing kind of led to the other. You'll see what I mean. And I did this project 100% free for my client, my time, and the product, and I'll share more about that here at the end. Anything that I talk about here today will be linked in the description box below, and as always, nothing in this video is sponsored. I'm going to show you tricks to help you get started and help you maintain your progress. I have 4 children, run a business, and do YouTube full-time, so I've had my fair share of, I don't know, juggling acts, as have you. So if you can relate to any of that, you're in the right spot. But enough blah blah blah, let's see this awesome pantry transformation. When we started this, it was about 9:25 in the morning, and I will show you how long it took. This is the before of the pantry. 2 people live here, but there are also lots of grandkids in and out of this pantry. We got a lot of stuff going on in here. We got food, we got things that shouldn't be in here. Now is the time more than ever to refresh your pantry, aka declutter a bit in that space. So after this video, if you have not looked through your pantry, whether it's a walk-in pantry or a cupboard pantry, by the way, my last house was a cupboard pantry, you know, just a little cupboard where that's your pantry. You're gonna do a little refreshing. It will take you 10 minutes or less, or set a timer. That's fun too. You know, you're like racing the clock to see how much you can actually get done in that period of time. I don't know, we gotta do anything to make it fun, right? My client did do a little refreshing in her pantry and took out some items that were expiring or no longer needed, but I found more. Stationary things don't really belong there, lots and lots of bags, and glue. The next thing that you're gonna do is you're gonna take items out of the pantry that do not need to be in that home. They somehow grew legs and walked their way in there, like,
why is there a,
I don't know, wrapping paper station, toilet paper, what else doesn't really belong in a pantry? Underwear, socks, and bras. What if all that's in your pantry? I get how it goes, you're busy, things just get tucked away in closets. Maybe your little kid took your bra and put it in your cereal box in your pant. I don't know, anything is possible. But if they're not food related items or things you use to eat, get them out of there. This is why it's so good to touch everything in your pantry, because you're going to find things in there that you did not know were even there. Battery storage container, all of this glue of sorts, lots and lots of bags. There are plastic bags as well, the stationery that I just showed you. We have a reed diffuser, some sort of perfume. We have all these massive water bottles I could find in a different home. We have candles, some sort of turntable, craft supplies, polar babies. We got a diaper. We have a reusable plastic bag. We have some old cleaning supplies. I don't know if they're clean or dirty. And then we have painting related things in here. These are all the kitchen gadgets that we took out of the pantry. She had some space within this kitchen that we could utilize and maximize a little bit better. But look at this cupboard entirely for all of those things all together. And these are all sort of decorating, hosting things. Now we're going to get to this in just a moment. If you have not in quite some time, I want you to unload your entire pantry, whatever size pantry, closet, walk-in, massive, tiny thing that you may have. Yes, take it all out, put it on your kitchen counters. It's going to look like a SHIT show. But don't worry, we're gonna put it all back together and it's gonna be even better than it's ever been before. Trust me. This is time consuming, but you're gonna love yourself for it. Look at how nice this looks. Now we know what we are working with, the actual space. It looks so much bigger. Now don't mind the rest of the house. It looks like a complete disaster with everything sprung out in the kitchen, the dining room, the floor. We really took up a ton of space. When I organize closets, I talk about floor freedom. Well, your pantry deserves the same love and attention to have that floor freedom so that you can breathe. You look at the floor and you're like, my, there's so much space in here. Now this is different if you have just a cupboard pantry, because it's like, it's full. I mean, you just get every space in that little pull-out cabinet is full. But if you don't have that, your floor is get free today, or at least somewhere close to it. This is the before of the floor. Look at all that. It just makes the space look so much smaller than it actually is. And when you take everything off the floor, you've automatically gained some square footage visually, which is amazing. A few more items that we had to find homes for. A lot of times rehoming is the name of the game. And then of course, give it a good clean. Closets are my favorite thing to organize because there's less product. It's more consistent. However, pantries, there's like all kinds of different things, all kinds of organizers, all kinds of products. You got like coffee things and K-cup pods and candies and M&Ms and then boxes of macaroni and cheese and ramen noodles and all the things that you could put in a pantry.
Oh, I got a little bit too excited about that one.
So I'm going to show you a little trick to help you get momentum when it comes to organizing a space with lots of little items in it, or large items, just items in general. When I organize a space, I like to start with the top shelf because generally it's the easiest to work with, and then some really good baskets. I love baskets that are not clear for very particular reasons. It can make things look more organized, especially if they are not high touch items. So we have these 3 baskets for all of the paper products and outdoor barbecuing, and it looks so beautiful right there. It's the first thing that you see when you walk in the pantry. These bins from Walmart are such a great deal, under $6. I use them all around the house. I put all of the baked goods in this clear container, and then I thought, what am I going to do with all this parchment paper and plastic bags? And it just wasn't visually very appealing. So I did find these long baskets from the Home Edit, and it worked perfectly. Now it's time to organize dinner-related things. Moving into this closet, this is a bonus closet mudroom area. I had organized this once, but it needs a little more refreshing, a little more love. This clear basket was great for organizing all of that stationery. Went to Walmart, bought this 9-cube organizer, and then these bins. Just wait till you see what we did in here. Yes, this is the same closet. I did not take anything out of here that you previously saw. The cube organizer was an excellent way to make things look more organized. Now, I do like clear bins for certain things that are more aesthetically pleasing, if you will, a little bit easier to maintain. I use these all around my house. I first started by putting the K-cups in there. You'll see here in a minute that I did change it out. I hate these rotating things. They're so hard to clean. They collect dust. This was a much better space saver in my client's pantry. You'll see that in just a moment. How about all those bags? This is something that's not so pretty to see, so I'm loving these gray Walmart organizers. I put them all in there. Now she can easily access them, and it looks beautiful on a budget. Now, don't get me wrong, I love the Home Edit. However, those items can be a bit pricey, so when I find them on clearance, I will grab a few for myself and for my clients. I have a whole, like, I don't know, overstock pile for organizing items. I only do that because this is what I do. But those organizers get super pricey and add up, so whenever you can, thrift and buy clearance. Because you want quality stuff, you do not want the cheap stuff. I'm going to show you some Dollar Tree items that broke in a recent project I did in my home. Sometimes they're okay, but if you got a lot of touching and pulling going on and heavy things in there, they're gonna crack. Unless of course you're shopping in the $3 and $5 section, that's a different story. We've got some goodies. This is from Goodwill, $4.99, a large basket. And what I put in here were all of the s'more supplies so that she can easily take it down to her fire pit when she wants to. And I just put it on the top because, of course, the baskets look beautiful. How about this glass jar for just $3.99? Excellent quality from Goodwill. I put all the oats in there and just put a little scooper so you know exactly the amount that you want to take if you want to have one serving. It just really elevates the space for almost under $5 plus tax. So sometimes you can find some really good things at the thrift store, but you gotta look. This was a basket that she already had on hand. She had all these other green and red Dollar Tree ones that I actually got rid of. These jars are also from the Dollar Tree. I put the chocolates in there because visually they are so beautiful. And of course, we want to easily access those chocolates and the marshmallows. Delicious. She had a lot of canned koozies in this red bin. It just looked like a mess. So I thought this is the perfect Dollar Tree bin to use these for. It's got a great handle on it and it's so lightweight. Look at that. Just a simple change makes it look so much more organized, and she can get to them even easier. These Dollar Tree trays, I showed them in a previous video. I love these, especially for wire racks, because it can be kind of a pain. And of course, some lemons on top of there if you want to pull something in and out easily, or a group of items. Those trays are great for that. This spice organizer was just falling apart. It didn't do the job that it needed to do. So I found this one for under $12 at Walmart. If you got broken things in your pantry, if you can't repair them, just get rid of them if at all possible, if you can't repurpose them. And this actually serves a better purpose and looks so much neater. And I love that it is non-slip, so the things on there are gonna stay on there if you got a train coming through your house. You're gonna be so surprised how much packaging we were able to get rid of in this pantry transformation. My client actually walked in and she said, "Where's all my food?" We didn't eat it. We didn't eat the product while we were organizing, although there was some tasty looking things in there and she probably wouldn't have mind. But no, everything that you saw in the beginning stayed at the end, although it didn't look like that. So here's the magic. This part was really satisfying. When I could put things in clear containers, I did. So for example, those marshmallows. But look at all these boxes. Granola bars are also a great thing to get out of the packaging, and anything that could expire. So these airtight containers are awesome, and you can reuse them time and time again, especially for cereals and granolas and things that can tend to get stale more easily. But look at all these boxes that we pulled out of the pantry. I love just throwing them in a big pile. And then these were all the unused, unneeded organizers that also came out of the pantry. Do you have some organizers that no longer need to be in your space? This next one and our last hack are going to tie together very closely, and you'll see what I mean here in just a second. But when you are organizing your pantry, organize it in the way that you function. It's not always the most aesthetically pleasing, but you want it to be functional for you, because that way you can maintain it. Whenever I find a quality over-the-door organizer, I snatch it because it's a great way to maximize that vertical space. I actually put all the bags in these bags on the back of the door so you can easily access them. These are all the dinner-related items in my client's pantry. This station is perfect. It's right where you need it. We have bread, we have peanut butter, so if you want to make sandwiches, you can do that. We have all the crackers and chips and yummy salty things and nuts. Here are all the snacks. This is the snack station. At the end, I'll show you a final reveal so that you can see everything put together. So we had a whole shelf for snack related things, and then a section just for cereal breakfast related items. It's much easier to maintain when you have a station system in place, and for everybody else in your family. And those are all the plastic baggies that I showed you previously. They are all grouped together very nicely, kept in their box so you know exactly what's in them. We have spices, we have the baking, and we have some goodies that you could grab. On the top shelf, I put items that she does not access on an as regular of a basis. And then, of course, putting things that are more visually appealing front and center. But look at all this open free space. Yes, we did not remove any food. Remember that organizer that I had that just was taking up so much space for the coffee maker? Well, it actually swapped it out for this one, and it had 3 drawers. I love all the beautiful things on Pinterest. I love all the beautiful things on Instagram. However, oftentimes those organizing projects are not real life. They're made for TV and they're made to look very gorgeous, but oftentimes they don't really function for everyday lives when you got multiple people in and out of that pantry. So do not compare your pantry to anybody else's in the entire world. If it works for you and your family and you can maintain it reasonably well, then you've done an amazing job. And even if you can't maintain it reasonably well, you know how to, because now you've laid the foundation with these tips and tricks that I've showed you. So at the end, if your pantry does not look like this, have no fear. Yours is going to be beautiful. In fact, before I made this video, I watched some recent YouTube videos on pantry organization just to see what they were doing, what I thought did really well, what I thought needed improvement upon. This one woman had like thousands of dollars worth of food items to put in this pantry to make it all pretty, and I thought, ain't nobody eating all that food in that pantry unless you have like 10 kids. It was clearly made for YouTube. Also, if you love rainbow organizing like the home edit, thumbs up to you. However, in my personal opinion, it's not totally functional. I organize all my crayons to be color coded for my children, yet it's only going to be that way for like 2 seconds, although it took me 30 to 40 minutes to color code it. I was actually watching the Home Edit series on Netflix, and one of the ladies said, "I need more red in my pantry." She didn't say it like that. I have no idea why I did an accent. So she's like writing down more red in my pantry, meaning more red food products. But what if you don't need more red food products? I mean, you want to eat the stuff that's in your pantry before you buy more, just so you have more red. Or I need more purple, I need more green. Who cares if all this orange stuff is expiring, but I need the purple to make it look nice. I kid, I'm just playing around. My rule of thumb is function over fancy, because over time, function will trump any sort of fancy. It's kind of like if you're dating a really hot guy, we'll just use that as an analogy. The looks wear off very quickly. I don't know, is this me petting him? But function over fancy. And oftentimes you can marry the two very nicely. I don't mean to dog on the home edit ladies. I think they are fantastic. However, that system, that's not gonna work for me with 4 kids and neighbor kids running in and out. I'm gonna be spending my life organizing by color only for it to get messed up very quickly. Controversial number 10. Everyone tells you, get your Cricut, get your label maker. Make really big labels so everybody can see what's in these bins. Although when you look at the bin, you can clearly see this is all macaroni and cheese and pasta related items. Or you look in this bin and you're like, this is definitely a snack bin. It's granola bars and fruit snacks. Why are we putting a label on the bin? Using the Cricut label maker can be amazing. However, it is time consuming. I mean, you gotta like tear that stuff out, you gotta print it. And then what if you wanna change out that bin? Yeah, let's say it says like chocolate chips on there and you need to use that bin for something else. Now you wanna use it for oatmeal, but now it says chocolate chips on that bin, and then you gotta get the Cricut label off it, or you gotta buy another bin that you can put the oatmeal in because you didn't have that, but you have the chocolate chips, but you don't wanna buy more chocolate chips. You get where I'm going with that? You got all these bins with all these labels. So a couple things that you can do. You can get product where you can actually use dry erase marker. However, if it's a high touch product, well, the dry erase marker is going to slip off. And I don't know about you, I don't wanna be peeling labels off of things when I have to change them up. So I don't use labels in my pantry. This is one of the containers that I use for this pantry refresh that you could label if you wanted to or not with dry erase marker. And the only time I do use a label is with baking items, like if it's powdered sugar and regular sugar, although you can still kind of tell what those things are. But generally speaking, no labels. You can see what's in your bin by looking at it, what category item that is. And especially if you organize in stations, you know you're in the cereal section, or maybe you're in the snack section, or maybe you're in the dinner prep section. You kind of have an idea when you're putting things away where items go. Skip the labels. It allows you more freedom to have creativity in your pantry and rearrange as needed based on what items need to be eaten and what items need to be eaten next. Unless, of course, you just love doing that sort of thing and you don't mind any of the disadvantages that come with labeling, then label your heart away. If you're rearranging your pantry for the first time and you say to yourself, well, how is my family gonna know where to put these items? Give them a little tour of where you put things because you've organized in stations and ways that actually function for you in your family. Pantries, they get messy because people live in them, which is a good thing. So that's why it's important to refresh often. Every time you go to the grocery store, if it's once a week or once a month, whatever your shopping habits are, just take a quick peek in your pantry. What needs to be put in containers? What needs to go out? What needs to be eaten? Just do it really quick. You'll get in the habit. It'll be fun. You'll be like, yes, we're doing it. Let me know in the comments box below if you are angry about my disdain for labels. It's okay. I love you and we can love each other. Enough about that, right? Okay, moving on. So that we do not forget all the hard work that we did on this pantry, let's look at the before one last time. And here is the beautiful after. 1 pantry, 1 closet, and 2 cupboards later. Because of your support of this channel, subscribing, giving it a thumbs up, leaving me a comment, and sharing it out, I was able to do this project 100% free for my client. My time, my team's time, all the products that I use, the shopping, the researching, everything was done. I did not charge her one dime. So thank you so much for supporting this channel and all the people that I like to help on a reel-to-reel everyday basis. And if you live in the Minneapolis, Minnesota area and you're looking to have a space in your home refreshed, send me an email. I would love to connect with you face to face. Organizing is like my dopamine high, my nirvana, other than coffee, of course, but coffee and organizing, that's like a perfect marriage, other than the really hot guy who doesn't talk. My next project, I'm going to be doing a 6-year-old little girl's bedroom, and it's an open-faced closet. I say bedroom, but it's a closet in the bedroom, but it's open-faced. There are no doors, and it's not a walk-in closet, so it is a smaller space. So if you're interested in seeing that refresh and that transformation, make sure that you hit that subscribe button and turn on your notification bell so you don't miss it. If you want to see a really satisfying and motivating closet transformation in which we took care of 125 t-shirts, men's and women's, shared space, new mom, new baby, full-time working mama, click this video on screen now. But if you want to see 7 smart home hacks, click this video. Thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you, my friend, in the next one.